Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here, and here in my garage got this new Clutch Chair chair in a box. But you know what I like better than disassembled chairs in a box? Completed chairs in an office space. But before we get there, we've got to tell the story of how we got there. So what we're gonna do is take a look inside this box. Alright, so my apologies for the bad lighting and bad start to the video. I've been wanting a reason to do that, and this is the first time I've legitimately been in the garage for that very reason. So what I have done, I mentioned this a while back on Twitter and in a couple of videos. I was thinking of getting a chair, and it's not because, you know, it's like, oh, I've seen such and such person in this, or so and so's using this chair. It basically comes down to the fact I've been sitting in like a 30s or 40s antique ice cream parlor chair ever since I started sitting in a chair. And I love the chair. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'll probably still sit in it, truth be told. But the longer you sit in it, the more uncomfortable it is. Like if you're doing something for a long duration, like the Minecraft video, something along those lines, streaming Breath of the Wild, you start to get like this line from the seat of the chair because it's not cushioned at all. I'll have a comparison for you at the end of the video, but ultimately you've got basically three options. You can go to an office supply store, Office Max, Office Depot, you know, Walmart, Target, whatever big box store you've got. Their chairs are decent, but as somebody that spent time in those stores, when you get into something that's like actually comfortable, and swivels, which the swivel is going to be a huge deal for me. I basically can't go wrong with the upgrade from where I'm coming from. If you've already got a decent chair, this is probably an expense you don't really have to justify. It's just something, if you've got the cash, you want it, whatever aesthetics please you better. For me, anything I did would be an upgrade, pretty much. So, I can't really go wrong with anything. The fact of the matter is, though, at the office supply stores, when you see a chair that like catches your eye and you're like, oh man, that looks sweet, but it's comfortable. When you sit in it and spin around or whatever, and then you just pick up the little tag on the arm, these things are like $399, $500, $799. Some of them get up to close to $1,000. So the complaint that the price on these chairs is too high, I could see that, but I also can't justify it because when you get something of comparable quality, you're at that point. Now the big thing with these chairs is the reviews. They do this thing, it's not necessarily, you know, like a free chair, it's the company views you as an influencer. I hate that term. It's something they use in PR and marketing campaigns. I am not an influencer. I bought this. If this is a piece of crud, I'm going to tell you. If it's the worst chair I've ever bought, I'm going to tell you. If I feel like it should have been half the price to justify the comfort or the quality that I perceive, I will let you know. Clutch is relatively new on the market. DX Racer is probably the best known, best established. There's spin-offs of DX Racers all over Amazon and eBay. If you take time and actually read legitimate reviews or find a legitimate video, they tend to be you get what you pay for. Sure, you save $200, but your chair has a split in the seams day one before it's assembled. The cushion goes out, the armrest goes flat, whatever it may be, you're missing parts and can't get them. Not a good situation to find yourself in. DX Racer, do I have experience with him? Yes, I do. My nephew, a while back, we got him a chair, and he absolutely loves it. Obviously, he's not anywhere near my size. I fit in it, and it's pretty freaking comfortable, I must say. It's apparently not sized correctly for me, but I fit in it, and it's comfortable is all I know. So it probably brings the question, why didn't you just buy one of those? They weren't in stock. This is something, when you want something like this, if you want a new headset, if you want a new microphone, if you want a new chair, it's not a situation where you're like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and order this, and 6 to 8 weeks I should have the bad boy. This is something you kind of seek more of an instant gratification. Now, in my case, being in Texas, Clutch has a warehouse in Houston, so just standard shipping on FedEx got it here in 2 days. I believe their other warehouse is Arizona. DX Racer, I think, is based in Michigan. I'm not sure if they have multiple warehouses, so keep that in mind. If you're in the Southwest and you want something fast, this is your ticket. If you're in the Northeast, DX Racer may be quicker. I'm not sure. They both do free shipping, and really they should at the price point. But anyway, I had planned to pick up a Shift Series Bravo, just because my thoughts are with a chair, as you step up in gradient, it should be more comfortable. It'll be slightly bigger. You can grow into it. It's more cushiony. It's not going to break down as quick, whatever. The one I wanted, it sold during the lunch hour. They weren't going to get it back in stock for a while, so I dropped down to the Gear Bravo. Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo. It's basically just how the fabric looks. Black and blue, I'm kind of fine with that color scheme. DX Racer had one I was close to going with, but they didn't have a promotion. In terms of promotion, Clutch has them pretty much perpetually. As best I can tell, 10 to 15%, which on a $359 chair that we've got here, that's like 54 bucks. That's a significant cut. So you drop down, you get it close to 300. DX Racer, I think, does a higher discount, 25% when they do it, but it's far less frequent. I just missed one that they did, not that they would have had the stock for me to order what I wanted anyway. But I will tell you, if you want one of these, but you're trying to be budget conscious and you don't mind waiting, maybe you've got a decent chair, whatever it may be, you got to save the money. Black Friday is the time to do it. I think they both do 25% off. That said, I'm going to can it and open this. I do want to mention that upside down image you see over there, that's do not cut. The reason for that, and the reason you want to pay attention to it, obviously you need to tear this open. You could probably do it by hand. It's going to be way easier with a knife. If you choose, use a knife. If you use a sharp object, a razor blade, a pin, whatever it may be, a key, keep in mind somewhere in this box is an upholstered chair that you just spent a lot of money on. You don't want to cut the upholstery. So just basically lift the cardboard up and slice with it away from the surface. You should be fine. You can also just utterly obliterate the box and be good that route. This is about 66 pounds. You can't fake heft. That's sort of a quality that, you know, you can't cheapen out, right? Maybe you could have gone aluminum or carbon fiber type of a thing, but this is pretty heavy. It's something that I could easily get up the stairs if it was smaller. Given the dimensions, you basically have to manhandle it with one hand at the top, one at the bottom, and you can't really see. Not being an idiot, I decide I'm going to come in here, we're going to open it up, and we're going to take it piece by piece up the stairs to make our life a little easier. So, that's a look at the box. Typical fashion from FedEx, kind of beat up. Not sure what part of that is a warehouse and what part is transit. But we'll go ahead and open it up and see what we got. I may edit this down, it just kind of depends what I feel like doing. But this is the box opened. We're going to take a look at it as it would be perceived by you. You can see some of the shipping scars, if you will, but decent foam, a bit thin, but what can you do? This right here is the chair back, so if you cut deep, this is what you're going to slice into. You don't want to do that. You won't necessarily be sitting on it, but it will be seen, it will be visible. Anytime you're not in the chair, you're probably looking at the back of it. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. This might be somewhat awkward. There we are. You can kind of see the Clutch logo, the piping. I sort of really liked the piping being a color. Again, there's subtle differences between the different styles. Let's go ahead and set that to the side. A lot more packing. It's fairly similar to the DX Racer I assembled for my nephew. There's only so many ways you can set this up. 5-spoke there, that is not a new wheel and tire combination. That's actually the base for the chair. And then if we were to take this off, I was curious how these would feel. We'll have to reserve judgment until we've used it. But that is obviously the armrest, so the seat, if you will, is in there. Let's see here. Base is not as heavy as I thought it would be, actually. Here is the seat, if you will. We'll pull out a little bit more plastic. This right here, that is not part of the seat. That is the lower back, the lumbar cushion, if you will. We've got the headrest pillow here. Again, feels legitimately pretty impressive through the plastic. That's that, man. The base, there shouldn't be anything under that. This box will be our gas lift, probably all of the hardware that we'll need type of a thing. So we'll take this piece by piece now and get it set up, see if we can't assemble it, if we need any tools, things along those lines. So essentially the way it works, seat back. It's going to be at the very top of the box. Do not cut into it. Below that, you're going to have the base of the chair. You've got your pillows kind of tucked in appropriately where they fit. And then at the bottom is the seat. So we'll take the pieces up and see if we can assemble it. Alright, so we have traversed the stairs piece by piece here. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed by the initial feel of things. Now, how it goes together, how it looks, how it feels when you're sitting in it is far more important. The initial quality, though, pretty good. And I base a lot of that on two things. I do this with everything I review and unbox. It's essentially packaging and the directions. Now, I've not taken a detailed look at the directions, but you're about to see something pretty cool. I figured we'd have like a little printed booklet, maybe 2 pages, you know, just standard 8.5 by 11. So let's go over real quick the contents of what we took out of the box, sort of bottom to top, if you will. We've got the base, if you will. We've got the seat itself. We've got the gas adjust, hardware, probably all sorts of variables in there. We've got the seat back. We've got the lumbar pillow. We've got the headrest pillow. Now, check this out, okay? At first, when I saw this in the bottom, I was like, okay, you know, what is this, like a sticker pack? Something along those lines. No, man, this is the instructions, and this is impressive. Anytime you see something done in color, all right, you need to understand that the person that selected to do that, to represent their product, had to decide that they were going to actually expend the extra money to print in color. It's significantly more expensive, but it does make that much better of an impact. The book is actually bound, it's not just like spiraled. So English is up first, lovely. And, let's see here, there's kind of our parts breakdown, so let's do this correctly. We've got the backrest, the seat pan, the chair base. We've got the mechanism, the gas lift cover, 5 casters, M8 Allen key chevron insert, a side cover, let's see here, another side cover, and then we've got the headrest and the lumbar pillow. All the miscellaneous small parts should be in this box. We're going to take a look at that. But yeah, it seems it's not full color on the inside, but it does walk you through it. It does utilize red for important points. Pretty impressive. If I remember correctly, the DX Racer I assembled for my nephew just had like what you would expect, a prototypical, you know, like couple of sheets folded. Might have just been like a big page folded in half to make a booklet type of a thing. That's aesthetically pleasing, I gotta say. So now, it's the main question, will all of this hold up to what we've experienced thus far? And that's, of course, what we're interested in. So I'll cut this open, we'll go over those parts, and then we will start the assembly process. Just slice this open. I'm also no longer standing awkwardly. And this is what we're looking at. And let's go ahead. This is going to be these little cone cup looking pieces for most people. That's actually going to be what extends up and down and kind of covers your gas lift. Right here, we've got, I guess, the 2 side covers would be my assumption. It sounds like there's, okay, just some little plastic plugs included with that to tidy things up. This is nice. This is another telltale sign of quality. And again, I don't say this because I bought the chair. This is the type of thing I would say this with anything. Typically, your hardware, whatever you assemble, it is going to be just thrown together in a plastic bag. Anytime it's taken, and again, the extra cost and initiative to bundle it separately, where each group of items is divided somewhat uniquely. It looks like the washers came out of their pan, but that's a good sign. I've got a good feeling about this. So reaching deeper, we've got our 5 little inserts here. Again, a lot of people seem to gripe about the colors on the base. I personally like it. And my question to the people that complain about it is like, why do you buy a chair that looks like this if the colored base bothers you? Now, if you want to come in and critique like, oh, that's way too flashy, way too bold, colorful, you don't need that, you need black, gray, tan, earth tones, okay, I'll give you that if that's your style. I'm fine with colored base inserts. It's nice. It extends the theme in my opinion. Here we've got our casters. These are pretty legit looking, fairly lightweight. We've got the gas lift here, and then we have got what I believe is the mechanism. That'll be awkward to get out of one hand, but we will extract that and we'll take it from there. So again, this kind of showcases what was in the box and what's in the box, and we can begin the assembly process. it.